Hi, I hope you all had a great Christmas. And for Christmas this year, my nana bought me this book by Di Hankey called Hope Word, and it's a book for Christians who find themselves in crumpled heaps. And I just want to start off by saying that even though you're in a crumpled heap at the Master's feet, he is not finished with you yet. And the first chapter is based around is Matthew 11, verse 28 to 30. And it says, "Come to me, all who labour and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." See, only when we come to Jesus and collapse in exhaustion before Him are we truly able to start to plumb the depths of His grace. We are reminded of this in the hymn that Annie Johnson Flint wrote called "He Giveth More Grace," where she says, when we have exhausted our store of endurance, when our strength has failed and the day is half done, when we reach the end of our hoarded resources, our Father's full giving is only begun. His love has no limit, His grace has no measure, His power has no boundary known unto man. For out of his for out of his infinite riches in Jesus, He giveth and giveth and giveth again. See, in the midst of our crumbling, God can remind us that when we're at the feet of Jesus, we are in the best company. And the gospel is full of instances where this is the case. See, it was at the feet of Jesus where people were cleansed. It was at the feet of Jesus where people were set free from demons. It was at the feet of Jesus where people were forgiven. It was at the feet of Jesus where people were healed. And at the feet of Jesus, people learned. And as Christians, we can so easily push this verse to the side and think it doesn't apply to us. But in the case of Hankey, when he was crumpled at the feet of Jesus, only then was his pride crushed, and was he truly able to hear this gracious invitation with fresh ears. Now, I don't know what your situation is, or what the source of your weariness is, but this verse is an open invitation that came straight from the humble and gentle heart of Jesus. He wants us to bring our weariness and mess to Him so that He can truly give us rest. The Son of God does not look at us in our crumpled heap and write us off. He doesn't push us away, but rather He draws us in and draws us to Himself. His passion for the lost, the lowest, and the least will only grow. He wants us to come to Him and cling to Him in desperate faith. See, this invitation Jesus puts on the table is what our hearts need most: rest. Rest from striving to be good enough, rest from trying to make things right with God, rest from putting up fronts, rest from the chaos, complete rest for our weary souls. Rest in what Jesus did for us on our behalf through His death and resurrection. This is the gospel, and this is the good news. But the verse doesn't finish there. It continues with Jesus offering His commitment to serving us as a gospel guide. As Di Hankey puts it, that's the idea behind the word yoke, an image of two oxen pulling together. He'll help us to live out our faith in new ways that are neither heavy or burdensome. Accepting that invitation, either for the first time or for the thousandth time, is the first step to being restored, refreshed, and renewed by Jesus. And now I hope that this message has found someone that will find it useful. And I highly recommend Hope Word by Di Hankey. Thank you.